Alrighty guys, so the new bro families, or like the Thunder family archetype, got some more support. No one's really talking about it, but it is at its core an anti-meta-ish deck. I'm not sure if you guys remember like cards like Denko Sekka, cards like Thunder King, but you know, those are still decent cards. This day and age, you know, they're a little bit slow. But with Brohunder, you're going to be able to add one level 4 light thunder type monster from your deck to your hand, except for itself. But he's kind of weak. I was thinking about double summon in the deck, but a lot of the thunder decks, like, they spam the board. You guys can see, whoa, did you just blink? Was that a pendulum deck over here? But they are all about just spamming the board with a bunch of monsters. You can look at it like it's a rank 4 deck, or you can look at it like a deck where you can swarm your opponent and kind of stun them. Thunder King is an excellent card. You just saw it beat the Auro Mages. Was able to absorb a bunch of attack because Ancient Sacred Riven gained a bunch of attack, but it didn't really matter at the end of the day. But got a few replays that I want to share with you guys. Again, because no one's really talking about this deck. I don't think it's going to be meta by any means, but Thunder King, guys, is still a very, very, very strong card in the game. But the problem is like, they put Thunder King at 1 at one point. I'm like, what the heck? This is anti-meta. Anti-meta is supposed to be as consistent as possible, because if you don't open up good, like, you can't do anything. And there's the new card, number 70, Deadly Sin, in action over here. And it's actually not that bad of a card. It lets you detach a material from this card, target one monster opponent controls, and you banish it until the opponent's next standby phase. And that's pretty good. Bouncing it back to the deck sometimes isn't enough, because you need to deal more damage. And this card actually has more damage than Castell. So you can potentially OTK your opponent with this card, whereas Castell, you would be maybe short some, small amount. So that can definitely be used to your advantage. But again, I just want to showcase off the replays. It's a stun-ish oriented deck, and I'll give you guys the deck profile so you guys can mess around with the deck. But, cards like Denko Sekka are still pretty decent. So, as long as you control no set spell and trap card, neither player can set spell and trap cards or activate spell and trap cards that are set on the field. So, that's a pretty good effect. Denko Sekka is still a decent card against certain things like the whole trap monster archetype. I know it's not a big deck, but certain decks can definitely lose when they have a bunch of back row set up, and maybe you go for like a Thunder King, and they don't have any options. Like, they have so much back row, and like Thunder King's already out on board, so they can't search out their cards. They can't make bigger things. And Thunder King is a really strong card. Those of you guys that maybe are new to Yu-Gi-Oh, this is an older card that doesn't see any play. Before, everyone was like triple Thunder King. Like, this was like the beast monster. It was like what you wanted to open up with turn 1. This was the original OG, like, easy card to summon turn 1 by stunning your opponent. But anyways, so its effect is neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand except for drawing. And then during either player's turn, when an opponent would special exactly one monster, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard and negate the special summon if you do destroy it. So that means any synchros, any exceed monsters, unless it's by another card effect essentially, you can stop it with Thunder King. Still a pretty decent card, and you have access to Honest, which is an okay little card. You can see a really good play over here, attacking, destroying that. Going to go ahead and equip, and it's going to, you pay 5 life points, target a face-up monster, and it gains extra attack. Then he's able to make it gain extra attack, then drop the Honest for extra bonus damage to make a game. So again, guys, it's an anti-meta-ish deck. The idea of the deck is to stun. I'll go ahead and show you guys the deck profile if you guys want to mess around with the deck. Relatively straightforward deck. Like I said, I was thinking about doing something with double summon, because I know you can summon other monsters in the Thunder archetype. So how the deck works, as you guys have seen it, is just it spams monsters on the board, but they're relatively weak unless you're, of course, exceeding. But at its core, it is a stun-oriented deck. That's why we got these. You could even put in some Psalms. I definitely could recommend you guys to throw those in, maybe instead of Honest, because who cares about having, a strong monster on an opponent's board when you just make it so they can't get it out? But I'll give you guys the deck profile as is from the replays. But let me just explain kind of how the deck works. So basically, once per turn, when you can normal summon a level 4 light monster from your hand, except for Brohunder. They usually say you can't summon the same copy of itself. This one over here has the same effect. Once per turn, you can normal summon another one as an additional normal summon, so you can summon multiple things. And you still have Thunder Seahorse, which is a pretty good card. So you discard this to add 2 level 4 light Thunder type monsters with the same name with 1600 or less attack. And pretty much these are your targets. So it is a +1 at the end of the day. But again, being able to get those additional summons is pretty good. Now there is a downside to Thunder Seahorse though. You can only use it effectively once per turn. And then also you can't special summon during the turn you activate this effect. So basically, you're left with, hopefully you can summon Thunder King plus like another monster, and then you could like lose a turn so they can't really do anything. They're all in defense mode, you can attack over their stuff, or if they don't go off, you can definitely go off maybe the next turn because you can summon additional times. And with the addition of Denko Sekka, maybe you summon a monster Denko Sekka, and then they can't set anything, and maybe you get really lucky, you got that Brilliant Fusion, something like that. Somehow you somehow just get 2 summons. Again, double summon was the card that I was thinking about using. Like, if you can get like Thunder King, Denko Sekka, and then you got like Lose a Turn, like, I don't know, any combination of like those cards can shut down decks. But let's get started with the deck profile. Anyways, Gemini Garnet, double Thunder King, triple Denko Sekka, triple Thunder Seahorse, 1 Violent Prism. If this card is sent from the monster card zone to the graveyard, you pay 5 life points to target 1 face of monster control, equip it, and if the equipped monster attacks or is attacked, gains 1,000 attack. It's also a tuner. For those of you guys that want to try synchroing up, maybe play like a Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is probably one of the better cards. Crystal Wing, Synchro Dragon. This is one of the better cards that is a generic in the synchro area that's still viable in this day and age. I definitely recommend just throwing one of these in there. Although he decided to go with the Zodiacs because they're pretty good. They have a lot of utility. But then we got 3 copies of Mahunter, 3 copies of Pawhunder, 2 copies of Honest, 1 Sis Hunter. So Sis Hunter, when this card is normal summon, you can target level 4 Light Thunder monster with 1600 or less attack in your graveyard, and then in your graveyard, except for Sis Hunter, banish the target, and during the end phase, you can add it to your hand. One excellent small little play is to add back Honest, because she's not too strong. If you maybe only have this card in your hand, you can add back the Honest, and then your opponent can't get over you, and the next turn you'll have this, and then you can go for your other plays. Because again, the downside with Thunder Seahorse is you cannot special summon, so maybe you're stuck with a bunch of vanillas, and you could add this back to your hand. It helps out a little bit. And then we got 3 copies of the new card Brohunder. So when it's normal summon, you get to add a level 4 Light Thunder type, so pretty much you gotta search out whatever you want, except for this card, but you don't actually want to search out for this card. Next up, we got Instant Fusion, because it's a pretty good card with Norden. We got 1 copy of Regeki, 3 pot of Cupidity, 2 copies of Twin Twisters, 3 Brilliant Fusion, 1 Vanities, 3 Lose 1 Turn, and 3 Anti-Spell for Fragments, because this is at its core as anti-meta as you could pretty much get. But again, combination of Anti-Spell, Thunder Kings, there's a lot of like locks against certain decks. However, I still feel like anti-meta this day and age, it's just not so good, and that's the way you see it. If you guys want to swap out certain cards, maybe add some Solemn Strikes in, feel free to go ahead and do so. And if you guys want to make any changes to the deck, I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. But yeah, anti-meta hasn't been seeing any play, and again, no one's talking about the Brohunders, and I can understand why. But I'm going to cover every single archetype on this channel, whether it's small, whether it's big, whether it's good, whether it's bad. We cover everything on this channel, no matter how bad it is. Icebarrier support confirmed, coming out soon, boys. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you guys go like button and titty slap, because we haven't seen anti-meta in a long time. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm signing out.